With that, let me introduce the chairman of the Committee on the Present Danger, China, Brian Kennedy. Many of you may know him from his distinguished and long leadership of a marvelous organization based on the West Coast, the Claremont Institute. These days he is the president of American Strategy Group. Thank you. Close enough for government work. Brian Kennedy, welcome.
Frank gave me the high sign of 4 minutes, so Frank is serious about these things. Good afternoon. Thank you all for being here. Thank you also to Frank Gaffney for your leadership on this most important topic. Your energy, intellect, and commitment to the cause of our national defense is unparalleled. Thank you, Frank. The Committee on the Present Danger, China, is a wholly independent and nonpartisan effort to educate and inform American citizens and policymakers about the existential threats presented from the People's Republic of China under the rule of the Chinese Communist Party. Its purpose is to explain these threats that range from the military buildup of the PRC, their active information and political warfare that targets the American people and our business, political, and media elites, their cyber warfare, and their economic warfare. The committee takes no ideological point of view. Rather, it relies on the facts as reasonable people can understand them. Armed with these facts, the committee believes the common sense of the American people will demand from their elected officials that all reasonable measures be taken to defend these United States, our economic interests, and the security of the American people. We engage in this at a time unique in American history. The country has not been so divided politically since the Civil War, and wars in Iraq and Afghanistan have left the nation with little desire to look abroad for new threats. The media and half of our political system has spent the last 2 years preoccupied with Russian collusion, a charge that now is disproven and whose origins appear malicious. The Russian charges of political meddling are especially ridiculous when one considers the array of threats posed by the People's Republic of China. Back when the 1970s era iteration of the Committee on the Present Danger existed, the Soviet Union had very few economic ties with the United States. In the case of the PRC, these ties are extensive. These economic ties have created a well-funded lobby made of Wall Street and their interests and Communist China that is quite motivated to make sure that things stay as they have been. This relationship has benefited the People's Republic of China. To them, we have transferred trillions of dollars of wealth through trade. As you'll hear, they have stolen and extracted some of our most important technology, and because of this relationship, they've become a first world military and economic power. This seems to be poorly understood, especially here in Washington. But I, for one, am encouraged that the threat is understood by President Trump. In his books and many speeches, he has been a consistent critic of China's grand strategic design. President Trump wrote 20 years ago, when he was but businessman Trump, he said, "We have to make it absolutely clear that we're willing to trade with China, but not to trade away our principles, and that under no circumstances will we keep our markets open to countries that steal from us. If that means losing some big contracts to the French or the Germans or whomever, so be it. American foreign policy needs to open the doors for American trade and not the other way around. Principles and national self-interest here speak with the same voice. There are some things," the President said, "that are more important than profits, and one of them is our own national security." End of quote. President Trump questioned early on whether the United States could genuinely benefit from such a relationship. He said of China, "It fears freedom because it knows its survival depends on oppression. It does not respect individuals' rights. It is still at heart a collectivist society. As such, it is a destabilizing force in the world and should be viewed that way." President Trump wrote this before most in this country could see the Chinese for who they truly were. Our hope with this committee is to explain how China really is today, what they're doing in the world, and how they understand themselves. We believe that in discussing China, the facts will speak for themselves. I can say, on my part, I look forward to working with the rest of the committee and the media to explain to our countrymen the true state of affairs. Thank you.